Hey everybody, good evening. This is Tristan in Arizona. Just want to give you a heads up for the cool shit we got going on this weekend. Don't know if you're going to make comments, but if you do, go and hit this link so we can see the names. So I'm just posting in here in the information for the broadcast. We are dropping some serious content this weekend. We have an event going on right now in Los Angeles. That is pre-foreclosure and short sale stuff with Angie and Tanisha. They've traveled down from New York to come and speak at this event. We also have another event in San Diego tomorrow. Same rundown, usual suspects. I think we will have Mitch, Mike, and also Steve Anderson should be attending, leading the charge with Tanisha and Angie. On Saturday, we got our meetup here in Arizona at the Clever Investors office. That'll be 12 till 3. And next week, Eddie Charger has an event going on in Atlanta, which is talking about wholesaling and short-term rentals to $1 million. They've got a great lineup. They've got Noah Hoffman. They have Munif. Who else have they got coming along? They got, I think Abraham is going to be there as well. It's going to be a sick rundown of events this week. We're going to start doing more of these preview videos just to keep you posted on what's going on. Here in Arizona, we're looking to do a walkthrough of a hoarder house in the next few days. We'll let you know when that's going to go on. And we're excited to go and feel that stank in that house. These are the tasty deals that we come across from time to time, helping people out, helping sellers get into a better place in life. But the stinky ones are my favorite. You got to get excited about the stinky houses. Who is there? So in the link above, if you can please use the link that we gave you above here so that you can go and stick your Joe Henry. Go and click on this link. Whoever it was that asked about, do we have to sign up for the event on Saturday? Yes, you do. Please go and click on this link real quick and go and get your name in there so I can see who you are. I can answer you. But in the post here, I have a link for every one of those meetups that I'm discussing. And you can click on the link up here. You do need to click on those because we're taking names and we are making sure that everybody gets in that is booked to be there, making sure everyone gets the value that they can do. Just throw your name in there if you can, whoever that is. It would be great to know who we're interacting with. Looks like we've got 8 or 9 people watching right now. But this information is also, of course, in the header for this live as well. So you can hit those links, share these with people. Please bring people along. The whole point of this is to network, to meet new people, to help people get to new highs and to overcome obstacles. If you know somebody that's in real estate and they could do with a hand, hey, Veronica, please hit that link because that will let us know on your current and future events that you jump on with StreamYard. It will let us know who you are and we can then tell who is commenting, which is really useful. It's a lot better to interact with. So please hit this link in the comments and go there and stick your name in. Who is out there at the moment? Let me just throw a link out there. Let's bring somebody on. We can talk about one of the events. So Vera, why don't you hit this link that I just stuck there? Join me on here for a second and come and tell me what you're wanting to learn at the event on Saturday. There's 6, 5, 7 people on here watching. So you can just jump on here. Let me just send this note to somebody else, to the Andres Bastardo in Florida, to get him on. Let me do this 1 second. Andres is going to come on. Why don't I see you yet, Vera? Are you shy? Let's see you up here. Come and jump on. Talk to us. Melina Divilbis, good grief, a blast from the absolute past. It's great to see your name. How are you? I hope you're doing well. We're talking about real estate events this weekend. We've got one going on here in Arizona. Where is my mouse? It's on the wrong screen. Andres will hopefully be on here any moment. To overcome being scared means that you just need to click on this link right now, and this will be amazing help for you. I promise you. We'll be nice to you. Here's Andres Bastardo in Florida. Andres, how are you, dude?
Good. How are you doing, brother? I apologize. I just got out of a meeting, so I'm in the car. How are you doing?
Very good, mate. Very good. What's going on with you?
Just another beautiful night, brother. I just got done meeting up with Eyal Yosef. We were sitting down talking a little bit. I'm sorry?
That's awesome. He's a great guy. I've yet to have the pleasure of meeting him, but
he's phenomenal. He really is.
In our community.
Great.
For those of you who don't know him, he is based in Israel, and he's doing fix and flipping in virtually over here in Arizona. Well, not Arizona, Florida. And if
Tampa.
You're doing stuff virtually, that's a great example of why you should not worry about these things in life. Obviously, you've got some precautions to take. Get a good, trusted team around you, but with the community that we have and that we're building, there's no reason you can't accomplish these great things.
And that's exactly what he's done.
Don't have a link for you, and I think you've just gone on mute, it sounds like. But we have a meetup group for you. I think you're an administrator in that group now. We set that one up today, so you can go and add a group for your members to join, and then these people can hit the link and they can get on your meetup next week.
Excellent, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
but no, just to speak, just a very quick thing about what Eyal is doing. It's incredible, right? So thinking about being in a different country and having 5 or 6 flips going on over here in a different country. I mean, you really have to have the right people in places and know the right people and being able to joint venture with others, right? That's the power of this group, right? It's getting together and collaborating to make things happen, make things work. So I'm super excited to be doing this here out of the Tampa Bay area. And we'll, like you said, we're going to be doing a meetup here on Saturday to bring everybody together and start doing this thing, man.
That's awesome. Rich has just joined watching or something, I think, and Devontae is on there. And I'm just seeing that there's a sub-2 student in from out of town in Arizona. I'm just going to throw this link up there for him so that he can come and join us at the weekend. So tell me, what are you doing at your event this week?
So this week we're having Munif actually coming in. For those of you that don't know who Munif is, he's a phenomenal guy out of, I believe he's out of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania?
I think it has been, I think it's Maryland even. It could be Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty much the same
Pennsylvania,
place.
Virginia. He's up from there, from the Northeast, right?
Yeah.
For us, Floridians, it's all the same thing over there. But
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, he's coming down. He's a student of great masters, right? So what he's been able to do is he came into the wholesaling world, and he tells his story better than anybody else, but he came into the wholesaling world, learned, just buckled down and became really freaking good at closing deals, right? So he started strategizing on working with others, helping them close their deals. So people were bringing him their deals, and he was helping them close those deals and collaborating with them, and then splitting the profits, right? So he's a phenomenal cat. Like I said, he's coming down to come see Eyal actually, and to meet up with us. And we're going to do a little meetup with him here in, like I said, in Tampa at a brewery here. We're going to be in the beer garden there. It's going to be a great time. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about Manif. He sent me his first 4 or 5 text message leads that he got. That was about a year ago, and he wouldn't phone a seller. He wasn't ready to call sellers yet. So in 1 year, I'm so proud of the guy to have helped him figure out what it took to qualify a seller and disqualify a seller from those leads that he brought, and just see him, go from strength to strength to where he is right now, which is an amazing transition. And not to give the game away, but this is a testament to focusing on one thing, specializing in one thing, talking to sellers, which gets you to lead manage, which gets you to do acquisitions, to close deals, and just purely focusing on one area of the business instead of trying to wear all of the hats. And I am absolutely guilty of wearing all the hats and trying to do everything at the same time. And I think that he's a great example of that. It's a great example of that. We've lost Florida. Florida is blown away. Eddie, show us your beautiful face, bro. Where are you? Don't be shy. Eddie Charger. Andrus is back. Andrus,
Yes, I apologize.
I thought there was a hurricane down there and you blew away.
Yeah, something like that. Just bad service. T-Mobile, where I'm at, does not work well. So I apologize, guys.
So I'm excited because Eddie's got Manif this week as well. Eddie's got Eddie. I think Manif's driving up from Florida through Georgia and through a couple of other states, and I think he's doing some meetups along the way. I got to talk to Jeff Smith and Rick Edgeworth in Houston to see if they're doing a meetup, so we can get them up and going on this as well.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of a world tour, huh?
Yeah, he's doing a world tour of America. It's kind of like the World Series of Baseball. So at the end of the day, it's the World Series, but nobody else is invited. So it may as well be a world tour of Southern American states.
That's right.
So that's phenomenal. I need to slap Eddie.
So what do you guys got going on in over in Phoenix?
So we got a meetup. We've got Steve Crawford, who's coming up from Yuma. He is the mobile home park acquisition king of Southeast Arizona. He's partial owner of a park with Pace, and also has a couple of other things that he's doing. He's just doing some great stuff. He got a great sub-2 last year down in Yuma. And it might have been 18 months ago now. It might have been even longer about that. But he's going to come and fill us in on his journey. He's coming all the way up from Yuma, which is about a 3-hour drive. So yeah, he's going to come and hang out. He's a super nice guy. He's an OG from the first week of sub-2, and just coming to catch us up on what he's been up to. I think I'm going to do a case study of the flip that I'm just closing on at the moment in Vegas. And at some point next week, I think that Max Brutus and I will go live to break down the deal that we've done together in Lillington in North Carolina. That was another subtail that we took on. And yeah, we're just going to do a walk of a stinky house next week, a hoarder house. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, that's something that I look forward to doing, is doing a couple of meetups actually at some of the flips that are going on in the area. So it's not just like we're meeting up at a restaurant or whatever, but we're actually walking a property and looking at all the things and talking about what's going into them. And it'll be a good teaching moment, and having the contractors there as well too to also collaborate with everybody else and see, if you need a good roofer or whatever, like, maybe you meet somebody there that can help you out on your flips. So that's something that I'm looking to bring here to this area in our meetups.
So it's perfect, because where do these buyers that we're trying to find buy houses, what do they do with them? They flip them in most cases. So it makes sense for us to take people to all of these flips around the valley and around Florida so that you can actually go and meet real buyers, people that are actually not wholesalers that are saying that they're cash buyers, but the actual end buyers that are buying houses. What better person do you want to do than go and meet 5 or 6 flippers and say, what properties, what's your buy box? Tell me about your buy box. What are you looking for? Where, how much profit you're looking to make? Then you've got a shopping list instead of blindly going out with a shotgun and trying to find houses everywhere and not find buyers. It's much better to go and meet somebody like IL who's looking for houses, and you can phone them and say, IL, I know that meetup you told me you're looking for 4.2s, 2,500 square feet in this area for around this price. I've got this deal. Can you look at the pictures with me? And if you can go direct to a buyer, who's going to make a bigger spread in the deal than you? There's nobody else to get in the way, and it's not to be scarcest, but the straightest, route between A and B is a straight line. So why not go shopping for the person you know is going to buy the deal and is going to take care of you? And if you've got a direct line to these buyers, they can tell you, no, that's not quite the deal I'm looking for. Thank you, but call Bob. I know he's looking for a flip right now. He's looking for that type of property. Give him a call. And that way you got somebody to help underwrite the deals if you're new. And if you're not new, you obviously have somebody that's going to be a solid buyer when you come across the right thing. So these are absolutely incredible. And if the contractors are there, sometimes flippers, particularly around here, can be a bit funny about contractors being there or giving out information, because some of the big home builders are actually paying contractors to be taken off site and leave the job, just drop their tools and go and work on new construction because they know they're making a lot more money. And it's a sad situation. But when you do meet contractors, you can talk about, well, this is a deal that I bought from this wholesaler right here, which is in our community. What did you find when you walked around the property? What did you look out for? Okay, great. Is there anything that we found that you missed afterwards? Is there something you should look for? Is there a problem that came up partway through where you weren't quite able to do something? You found the drain was blocked or some crap like that. It's really useful to go through these as a case study, because you can go maybe visit a demo when it's in the original condition. You can go through when everything's demoed, cleared out, they start to do rough plumbing. So we as investors know what is the process of flipping, because there's a lot of wholesalers that would like to flip. They're intimidated by the process because they don't know it. But if they can learn along the way what the process is, when the times that permits might be pulled, I know the P word's a difficult word for some flippers, but when it's necessary, you need to know the process. You need to know that this could be a low-bearing wall. This may not be a low-bearing wall. All of these things that we may not be aware of when we're newer to the game. Let's see if Eddie Charger's unmutable here. Eddie is.
So one of the things that you just talked about is probably one of the most important things for a new guy, right? You actually hit two very, very key things there on this business. First is to find your end buyer. If
Absolutely.
You don't have an end buyer, can you hear me? I'm coming over a bridge. I apologize.
I can hear you.
Okay. If you don't have an end buyer, and you go and lock up a deal, now you're gonna be scrambling. You don't know where, or maybe you lock up a terrible deal, and now you have to tell this family that, oh, hey, by the way, I know you were expecting to move out next week, but we're actually not going to be able to close because I didn't do my due diligence, right? Obviously, you want to tell them that, but ultimately, you're playing with people's lives, right?
Oh,
and their timeline. These are real things, and you can't. Listen, I've had to cancel contracts before too, right? Things happen, but we do everything that we absolutely can in order not to, right? And that's what it comes down to. So first of all, understanding who your buyer is, what he's buying, and what price he's buying it at. And number two is understanding, like I was talking about with the contractors or even just a flipper, understanding what they put into these properties, right? How much money are they actually putting into these properties? Nothing, pardon my language, nothing pisses me off more than getting a deal where it not necessarily piss me off, but it annoys me, right?
Yeah.
To get a deal sent to me, and it's like, hey, great deal, smoking hot deal, check this one out. Okay, so I open up the email, and only to find out that they're claiming it needs $20,000 of rehab, and I'm looking at the thing, and I off the bat I know I need a new roof. I know I need a new AC. I know I need a new flooring, new kitchen, new bathroom. There's no way you're doing that under $20,000,
Yeah.
right? So,
Absolutely.
So, for wholesalers, I don't even, the guys I talk to, I don't recommend you even put a price tag on the repairs.
Yeah.
You label it light, medium, or heavy, or whatever else, and let them determine what they're going to do and how much money they're going to put into it.
And it's a great point, because each person that is doing a flip underwrites the deal in a very different way.
Right. Are you making it beautiful for HGTV ready, or are you making it just ready, and you're just gonna put, level 1, stuff, contractor grade stuff in there, and move in a family right away, right? So
I think the official term now is triple digit flip ready. I think that's the official term that
that's right. Use. Triple digit flip ready. That's right.
Absolutely. So
no, but I think there's so many good things coming from this, from getting together and meeting. What who I'm also going to be inviting out to these meetups here in Tampa is I'm going to be inviting supply houses. So for those who are doing flips for their benefit, for instance, I'm going to be inviting Electric Supply of Tampa, who they're electric warehouse essentially, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things there is, yes, you can go to Home Depot and buy these things at Home Depot or whatever else, but if you're doing a lot of flips, or if you're going to go do a new construction, you may want to go shop at a supply house. You're going to get better pricing, especially if you're doing bulk or doing a lot, right? So my price on my, even like something as silly as like breakers, right? They can cost up to like $40 or $50, right?
Yeah.
So I get great prices on all those things, everything, right? Some things, it'll be similar to a Home Depot price, but when you can shave off that bottom off your expenses a little bit, it always helps, right? So
every time yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So same thing with like the plumbing warehouses that sell to the general public, or if not, you create an LLC and try to get in with them. But if you can bring those guys in, also some of the fixtures and things, sometimes they get them at a better rate than you're going to find them anywhere else.
I think that's very valid, because a lot of wholesalers, they don't necessarily realize, particularly newer guys, that there's a retail cost to having a renovation done. Somebody comes and does your bathroom, it's a one-off. You're going to be paying a lot more to that person than you would be the crews that are doing day in, day out renovations for us and are giving us better prices. They got a higher volume discount at all of the supply houses, and the bottom line is improved because of that. And like I said, every flipper will underwrite stuff in a different way. Somebody will come in and estimate on the rule of thumb of $10, $15, $20, $50 a square foot. Other people are not interested in that. They're actually looking for their very detailed breakdown of how many 4x2s and all the other stuff that they're doing. And nothing is wrong. But what you measure improves at the end of the day. So you're going to have somebody that's much more detailed, that's going to be more accurate on what their spread is going to be at the end, and they may be much better to deal with from the fact that they're a bit more clear on what they're willing to pay. The other people may be a bit more, I'm not saying everybody's like this, they may be a little bit more volatile on, they might try and sign up for assignment for the contract, they may be the one that decides to back out when they realize there's another cost. I'm not generalizing on flippers or integrity here, but when you've got more of a firm underwriting, I'm more comfortable doing a deal. Everything's a risk, but we also need to manage that risk as well and understand that these risks are needing to be managed in a very, very clear way.
Absolutely. Somebody else that I'm bringing out to our meetup is I apologize is a home inspector.
Brilliant.
Right? So I'm really trying to bring out, so the way that we use home inspectors are whenever we're doing things that are virtual, right? I can have, and I've done this before, right, where I've had the tenant walk around and video on a Zoom call, they'll record it, and have them walk through the house, and I'll have them show me underneath the sink and open up the the cabinets, whatever, right? I've done that, but what we've been doing recently is just toning up, not being cheap, and paying for an inspector, a licensed inspector, to go out there and do the inspection.
Yeah.
Right. It may cost me $300-400 to go and do that inspection, but now it really gives me a gauge of what I can, but it really all depends on what you're trying to do with the property, right? If you're going to wholesale
it does reduce your risk tolerance massively, because that if you've got an inspector go through, you're pretty damn sure they're going to find all of the major things that could be an unsuspecting additional cost.
So if you're going to buy a property virtually, I mean, you definitely want to get some kind of somebody out there that knows what they're doing, and who better than an inspector, right? Like that's all they do for a living. You could get a GC out there to do the same thing. That works as well too. But anyway, so bringing an inspector, they're always handy to have. Good inspectors, man, it makes a difference, right? They can make your life living hell, or they can make your life easy.
Yeah.
If you're going to close on a property, you need to put insurance on the property, right? In Arizona, do they do a 4-point for insurance?
Say again?
In Arizona, do you guys do a 4-point inspection?
Not to my knowledge, no. I mean, I think that's something people can do, but I'm not aware that's a standard thing.
Okay, so in Florida, whenever you're going to buy a house, insurance requires a 4-point inspection, and also generally a wind mitigation inspection. And essentially, the 4 points is the structure, the AC, HVAC, the mechanical is what they call it, the electrical, and the plumbing, right? So the inspector comes out and inspects those 4 points. You pay a little extra, do the wind mitigation to figure out if your roof is gonna has the built to the code to withhold certain wind speeds. We get a lot of hurricanes here, right? And do the full inspection as well too, of the rest of the house, right? So, when you're gonna buy a house, even as a flip, those are your 4 most expensive, things, right? The roof, the AC, the electrical, and the plumbing. So if you're paying an inspector to go out there, now you spent $500, and now you figured out that, oh man, I have to replace all the plumbing. It's not a deal anymore. Okay, so I lost $500. Maybe I'm able to negotiate or get out of the deal, but it's $500 versus going into a deal and losing tens of thousands of dollars, right?
I mean, just that foundation thing, whenever you live somewhere, you get used to a noise or something that's in the wall or whatever, and a tenant isn't really necessarily obviously looking for those things, and they don't care, they don't have the investment in the thing, but it's possible that an inspector could see something around the side of the house, which is a crack or something that isn't noticed, and that they have to look for that stuff. And that could be a $30,000-$40,000, operation to support that foundation, to either dig it out and replace it and prop up the house. And yeah, there's huge reasons for doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, and so yeah, we'll be having professionals from the industry, insurance, home insurance. If you have a really good agent, it makes all the difference in the world as well too, especially when you start doing creative deals, and you have other people who are on the mortgage, and you're taking the title and this and that. It's, man, if you have the right people, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So I'll be bringing those people to our meetings here in Tampa. I really hope to see a lot of people coming out. Thank you for creating that meetup and adding me on there as a admin. I'll definitely be posting that on there probably tomorrow. It's short notice. The event is on Saturday, but I'm expecting a pretty good turnout already. So extending it out through meetup should just open up those.
Fabulous. Yeah, that's the link that I prefer to use, because that way that's the link that I paste everywhere to invite people. And that way I know how many people are coming instead of giving an address out, because it's good to know, let your bar know that there's 20 people coming and not hope that there's 50 and then 20 turn up or 2 turn up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other great thing as well is title companies. We got a wonderful sponsorship through American Title Services Agency here in Arizona. They come out and sponsor our events. They come out, they'll talk to people about what data they can get from the title agency. You can go pre-foreclosure list. You can go farm for any data that you want through them. They obviously love to do, close your deals for you, which is great. They're probably the most comprehensive finance friendly title company in the state and possibly beyond. And they just love to help. They're great people. They got a lot of places around the valley. Whether it depends what the location is, they'll provide finger food. We got crumble cookies this week, so don't miss crumble cookies. I know you'll be here, Andres.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, I don't know what flavors they got this week. I think we should go and look at that.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, they're pretty fancy. They're definitely fancy. Whoever's just suggested Angie's List, that's a great example. However, they can probably be more on the retail side of costs than would be more of a commercial use. But if you can click on the link that I've just stuck on the screen, whoever asked about Angie's List, I'd love you to tag in there and show us your name, and feel free to hop on. The link is there if you want to jump on. I'm kicking out Eddie because he's not unmuted, so I'm just going to boot him out.
Yeah, we're going to be being sponsored for this event by Investment Title. They're here in St. Pete, and same thing. It's, again, working with people who know what to do and how to do things and get things done, and are responsible. So Sherry Mendel is somebody I've worked with in the past. She's part of that title company, and she's coming out to represent, sponsoring. She's selective of who she works with because of people doing stupid things, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
But she's got a wealth of knowledge, and she'll walk you down the right path and say, wait, hold on, what you're doing here is incorrect. Why don't we do it this way? And suggest and help you out a little bit to make sure you're filling out, you're doing everything correctly, right? Because sometimes when a straight purchase and sale agreement is easy, but when you start doing creative financing things or different scenarios, you need somebody with a wealth of knowledge and somebody that's title companies, they're very difficult to find good title companies.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's
sure.
a million of them, and 999 of of them are terrible.
It has been known that there are less than ideal title companies out there. I'll say no more, but yeah, unfortunately, that's the case.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
So when you have a good one, or you have somebody that can refer you to a good one that they've used, make sure that they've actually used these people and not just like the title company that's a block away from my house, so that's who I recommend. No, I've actually used these people, and they do great business.
That is a huge thing that you just said. You must have used these. Never recommend people if you've never used them. Again, another reason that you might not want to look at Angie's list. Yeah, there are reviews on there, but they're probably consumer reviews, not commercial reviews. So a homeowner may be happy with the inspection because they didn't find something, but I'd be happy if they did find stuff that I wasn't expecting. And the perspective is very different. It's like, like being a hobbyist in soccer and playing professional soccer. There's a different level involved, different expectations for people in those different levels of game.
You just call it soccer?
Yeah, we're in America.
This is being recorded, right? This is being
recorded.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah, it is football, obviously, but we're talking to Americans here, so we've got to translate. I think it's being courteous to the locals. So
okay, got it.
So yeah, man. Well, I'm excited. I'll help you get this meetup set up in the group tomorrow, and we'll get as many people out as we can. How far is like Clearwater and St. Pete's from you?
I live in St. Pete. I'm in St. Pete right now as we speak. Clearwater is 25 minutes north of me. This is all my stomping grounds. This is where I've grown up. I know it like the back of my hand. All Pinellas County, Hillsborough, all this area.
Perfect. I'm going to introduce you to the best realtor in Florida other than yourself. She's a joy to work with. She really is.
Okay, perfect. Happy to meet her. Happy to add her to our circle.
She's got an amazing. I want to come out there and come to one of your meetups and have her come and speak. She'd be really awesome. And you'll get along well with her. You'll get along very well with her. So yeah, she does flips.
What's her name? What's her name?
Joy Albano.
No, I don't know her. Joy Albano, no. Yeah, I'm happy to meet her. I'm excited. It's always, like I said, knowing good people in the industry makes your life just so much easier. I mean, it doesn't matter who they are, right? Even other investors, don't ever look at other people as your competition. I mean, I'm a realtor. She's not my competition. She's an asset to me. She's a team member to me, because it doesn't matter if they're doing, for instance, wholesalers, right?
Yeah.
One of the good things, the best thing I think about Pace's mentorship is the community that it's built, right? Because, and when I say community, I'm saying the go-giverness, right? Of everybody wanting to help each other out, and being of the abundance mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. And every time every time we I even think about that stuff, I just find new levels of abundance and new levels of scarcity that I find within myself to either let go of or rise above. Does that make sense? I mean, it's just, again, you can take it back to sports, to levels. You can be the best football player in town, and then you go to a big city down the road, and then you're suddenly at the bottom of the ladder again, and you're making your way up, and it's each another level of the journey, and I think it's fantastic.
Right, absolutely.
So cool. Well, I'm going to wrap this up, bro. I can't see your beautiful face, so we will connect in a few days, and we will see you, Andrea, on Saturday. You're going to be there on Saturday, Andrea? you should do door knocking and then come out to you should do door knocking and then come out to the meetup. I might even do door knocking this week, or have I got time? I think I've got to meet somebody on Saturday. But yeah, you missed a couple, so you're on the 3 strikes and you're out list. I think this is the last one if you don't make it. I'm kidding. But we'll look forward to seeing you guys. Andres, thanks so much for hopping on, and we'll see you very soon, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, take care. See you. Thanks for joining, everyone. All the best. Bye-bye.